What's up, guys? We are back with another puzzle series because my rating dropped quite a lot. So I don't like this situation and I want to improve my rating. Here there are many options. Queen checks at h5, pawn takes checks again at the same spot h5. Everything is possible. Every single thing. So the clear thing is that I should give a check with pawn takes or queen. This should happen. I shouldn't let this pawn push. If you push the pawn to g4, of course I can grab it later, but then I don't open my h file. Okay, let's suppose my h file is opened and queen is on h5. So I say check and goes down. Then I open the h file. He has to take by taking the pawn. He has to take my g5 pawn. Yeah, he takes my g5 pawn. Otherwise, I push g5 to g6 and then that's the end of a day. Or I just take, say check and then push. Yes, that's the correct way. Or even say check in the back rank, and then when he takes, say check with the queen, and then after he moves the king, then push the pawn. I think that's the way to go. So I say check at the back rank, takes queen check, goes away, push the pawn, and then there is no defense. Oh, there is a defense, but fake defense. Yes, here it was the way to go. Here, this bishop in there is very weak. Oh, you also can take on pawn and then grab the knight and threaten mate at f7. But he can defend all of them with knight e7. So if I grab the pawn prematurely, he says he defends everything with knight f7, but I can check at h5, and there is no way that king can run, right? I mean, this is a mate. Wow, what a simple puzzle. What if here I try to win the queen? Apparently this queen has escape rooms. It's not so easy to capture it. Because if I attack it with rook goes to a5 and then runs. If I attack it with bishop, the only place that I can attack... I thought that the only place is at d7, but I can attack it from better spots, from d5. And then he has to give up some material. Okay, at this point, if I grab the pawn, I'm threatening to say check and grab the rook, but he just castles. If I grab the pawn with the rook, then after he moves, yeah, I think that's the way to go. I grab the pawn with the rook, he moves the king, then I grab the queen, then I attack the bishop, yeah. And then grab the bishop. I attack the bishop, his rook was under attack. So he couldn't escape. He couldn't escape with bishop. He had to save either rook or bishop. He preferred to save rook. Let's go to the next puzzle. I go back rank, say check. Then goes up. Take on knight, say check. Takes my rook. Queen f7, check. No, it doesn't get me anywhere. It's a lot of checks, and then after 2-3 checks, if you don't see any good idea, at least you should be able to see any idea. But I cannot, I don't have mobility with my bishop, so I should keep the rook alive in the game. How could I do that? I'm thinking about I'm thinking about something like queen e3, something like queen attacks the knight, and returns to check at e8 on e6. If a queen e6 can return check at e8, and it's a very dangerous spot. But the issue is that black at least has perpetual check, because queen can hop in and then start to check. So let's once more we consider the forcing line. Check in the back rank with the queen, comes up, take the knight with check, takes, next check with the queen at, for example, f7, king goes down. In the best scenario, this is perpetual check for us. Should we look for something stronger than perpetual check? Not sure. Another idea, very simple idea, is to play queen something like c2 and then mate with the rook at g8. When one line is closed, from the other line you can mate. But this is very easy to prevent it, because you can play rook c5 any moment and take care of c line, c file. So if I check with the rook, what happens then? Because this time he has to move the king, and I can use my queen in a better way. Maybe. Just maybe. Or I take the knight. He takes my queen. Oh, that's not a good idea. Queen c2, queen c4. These are two options, but I don't see any continuation. Rook take knight gets me over. Queen check at the back rank. Let's think deeper, a little bit deeper. What else should I do? What else is weak except that knight? Is the rook itself weak? Maybe. Yeah, the king is weak, because I can go to, it's interestingly, I can go to c3 with queen, threatening to play rook in the back rank, or grab his queen and then grab the knight. If he tries to grab my queen, I check with the bishop on d6. Black doesn't have many options, luxury options. He can go to right. Unfortunately, he can go to c7, c8 with the king, and when I check at the back rank with g8, he can defend with the knight by knight f8. Of course, I grab the knight, but then releases the d7 square and can escape. So this c3 idea is not working. Queen c3 doesn't work. I give up queen for mating net. No, it doesn't. If he couldn't move the knight, then it was mate, right? So let's consider the case that we say check at the back rank. He goes up. Aha. This time, right. This is the way to go. I say check at the back rank, goes up, then I say check with the queen at c4. Why I didn't see that? Because in this case, two pieces are pinned. Knight and knight is pinned to the rook. And if he plays, after queen c4, if he plays rook c5, then I grab the rook easily, because if he takes back with the queen, I just take the queen with the bishop. He cannot take with the knight. So this looks like a good check. Let's give it a try. And yes, it worked. So that was it. Just quickly let me show you what was the situation here. The point was that if I was going to here directly, this is a good idea. If we do something nonsense, then this is end of a day, right? This is a mating pattern. This mating pattern, have this mating pattern in mind. When I go there, it goes up. When I go here, why he doesn't go down? Because of that mating pattern. So I saw this mating pattern early, but I didn't know how to implement it. The issue was that if I was going directly to C4 or C2, this was what I discussed early. If I would directly go to C4 or C2, he blocks. And I don't have a chance to implement my mating pattern. And I cannot grab this rook, right? If I go here, he blocks, for example, and I cannot grab the rook. Even he can say check with the... Oh, sorry. Even if I go here, I can say check with the queen, and it's even worse. The other option that I thought was C2. Still, C2 doesn't work. I mean, again, if we do something nonsense, this is a mate, right? You know this mating pattern by now. So I thought what to do. And then I thought, what are the weaknesses here? Knight, of course, was weak. But it wasn't just weak, it was very weak. Because after this check, knight is pinned to the king. I cannot move. And now I can go to c4 with tempo. Like in this time, he cannot move the king. He should bring the rook in forward, and then we just simply grab material and win easily. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.